Sometimes the simple combinations seem to make some of the best foods. This grilled cheese sloppy joe, or is it a sloppy joe grilled cheese? Either way, this one is no exception, and I am super excited to dig into this one. You want to see me try to knock this one out of the park? Stick around while I dig in.
I can't believe the WALTWINS. They're right there. That's one of them. That's the other one.
I'm the other one.
I don't got Brett with me here this weekend, but I've got some great cooks lined up. And this one I am super excited. My wife sent me this Instagram reel from Cooking in the Midwest. This guy knocks out some great cooks. Luke, shout out. You do some phenomenal stuff. We'll put a link to his Instagram down below, so make sure and check him out for sure. Comes up with some great cooks. And this one on the griddle seemed like a home run. So let's get to the groceries griff so people will know what's going into this one. I do have 80-20 ground beef. Usually when we do cooks like this, if we're doing spaghetti, taco meat, or even sloppy joes, we don't necessarily call for 80-20, but it was cheapest. It was what we had there when I went to Walmart. We're tossing American cheese on this, and we've got some onions. So this is what we're gonna put in our sauce. So the onions will go in the ground beef. Our sauce is gonna be made up of the tomato sauce. We've got some mustard, ketchup, and we've got this Worcestershire sauce here, the Worcestershire sauce. We'll be toasting our buns, which aren't here actually. We got salt and pepper as well. We got our buns over here. Now we got the family pack because we're also gonna be making smash burgers later on, but we're gonna be pulling probably 3 of these, and we'll toast these similar to the way they do grilled cheese at Five Guys. But let's go ahead and get to the griddle. And you know, it wouldn't be a WALTWINS cook if we didn't forget something. The garlic. We are using garlic paste for this one to make it quicker and easier. I use about a tablespoon worth of this. So let's go ahead and get to the griddle. First thing I'm gonna do is lay down the ground beef. Now, I am gonna just lay a little bit of oil. Brett and I have gotten away from using a lot of oil just because we do it to help kind of preserve and keep the griddle seasoning, but otherwise we don't like to use too much. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna take, using our spatula and our chopper, and we're just gonna chop this down. So give me about a couple of minutes. The first step is this, and then I'm gonna start sauteing the onions. In fact, while I'm speaking of it, let me just go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of this butter. We got the butter for the bread, but we do also need it. So use that much to go ahead and saute my onion. Realize I had that burner off. No big deal, but I'll go ahead and brown this ground beef, which isn't gonna take long at all. We'll saute the onions and then we'll come back when we marry them together. So I know that Cooking in the Midwest had a whole slew of seasonings. We find that for us, simple salt and pepper goes a long way because we're gonna get the flavor from the rest of the ingredients that are gonna go into this one. All right, there we go. We'll get these salted, peppered, and cooked up. All right, so one thing, we do like to cook with 80-20, but you'll see this has a lot of grease. Well, I'm not gonna be using any of that grease. So one thing I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take my ground beef and I'm gonna pull this up and over, kind of drain that a little bit, and then we'll put it to the side. Now we're gonna keep getting a little bit of grease, and that's okay, by the way. We'll leave some of the grease in the food, and I realized in trying to look on the camera, I ended up dropping quite a bit of my ground beef. That's okay. Just scoop this up, same thing, just making sure we kind of make a little crease, drop it there, and then what I can do is I can take all this excess grease that we're not gonna use, we do need that beef though, and just pull it out of the way. There we go. Get that in the grease trap, and now when I pull my ground beef back over, we're still cooking. It's not quite ready, but you can see far less grease. So in keeping with this, usually I like to get these super translucent, but I don't mind a little bite in this one. It's gonna add flavor and texture to the sloppy joe. So I'm gonna bring those in. In fact, Cooking with the Midwest cooked his ground beef and his onions together. There we go, mix that up. I love the flavor of ground beef and onions together. Now this is gonna continue to cook as we go through our process. So we're gonna do this in order just to kind of help out. But here's what we got. We're gonna come in, I'm gonna do my tablespoon of garlic paste, a 1/4 cup of ketchup. We're gonna do about a tablespoon of mustard. I'm gonna hit this with about 2 tablespoons of the Worcestershire sauce. This gives it a great flavor. All right. We can always add more as we go. We'll be testing this for flavor. And then I got 8 ounces of my tomato sauce. Now this is gonna make one saucy sauce. Now, cooking in the Midwest also use barbecue sauce. I'm leaving this more savory. If I need to, I can run and grab some barbecue sauce to give it some more flavor. Now the idea is just to incorporate this and give this a good mix. Because I know these kids like some real sloppy life. All right, so that's it. We're gonna keep mixing this. I'll adjust for taste. I'll tell you if I did anything different, and we'll get ready to get the buns. All right, so I just turned these burners off. It's still cooking a little bit, but we're all the way done now. We did go ahead, after tasting it, it was great, a little tomatoey, so I did add some Sunny Sweet barbecue sauce. I added a little bit, then a little bit more for a total of about a quarter cup, and it is phenomenal. Excellent flavor, both Griffin and I agree. So while this is just over here chilling with its bad self, it is time to get to our buns. So we're gonna come over here to the other side of the griddle, and we're gonna take 3 full buns, 1, 2, and 3. And then here's what we're gonna do. I need to clear my spot here. Right here. And I'm just going to butter the griddle heavily. We want to really butter our toast. So we need to go 3 wide. Or I guess I can go a little bit below as well if needs be. Like I said, I really want this nice and buttery. Okay. Then the idea is this is the outside. So you're going to see what I'm doing here. So it goes like this. Like this. Oops. Get some of that butter there. This. We want to get all the buttery goodness. And I just turned these burners on, so I do need to turn them up just a little bit because it's time to get the cheese part of our grilled cheese. So the cheese is still melting, but now I'm going to put a little dollop of this on each of these because we're just about to top them off. You get some sloppy Joe. You get some sloppy Joe. You all get... Oops, messed that one up a little bit there.
It's okay, we got some snack and sloppy.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of slop and snack here. We can snack and sloppy, or we can always build more if we need. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and crown up. Then move that one to there. This one is ready as well. Oops. So I dump it into it, dunk it into it.
Kind of makes it look like a biscuit.
Right. So now we're just waiting for this last one. Get a little more toasty. The griddle is definitely hotter over here. There we go. How do those look, buddy?
Those actually look so good.
Don't they? Turn that just a little. Well, there they are in all their glory. And Griffin just said, literally as I grabbed the plate, those look so good. And indeed they do, my guy. Those look phenomenal. And they are every bit as sloppy and messy looking as they are delicious looking. But you know what? Nothing else to say about it. Without further ado, like we say, it can look amazing. Griff, do they look amazing?
Yes.
Like we say, it can smell amazing.
Can I get a smell, yeah?
A smell, yeah, you can. But if it doesn't taste amazing, this was all for naught. I'm just gonna grab that real quick. Cheers, I'll eat to that, my brother. Come on. Lunch Lady Sloppy Joes have nothing on these. Are you kidding? Griff, you want to make a mess of yourself? There you go, dude. Careful. Here, I'll put the plate over there. You know, it's like they say, if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. What is your thought, dude?
So good.
So good, right? And it's the bread, the butteriness of the bread that goes so well with this. We did a copycat of the Five Guys smash burger. If we did smash burgers as their grilled cheese. And we noticed the same thing. It's like, man, our buns, are we just eating our buns wrong? Because that inside toasting it and putting that on the outside, next layer, next level. This is so good. You have to try this. I'll have the ingredients that I use down below. However, you can do sloppy joes however you want. I think we've done sloppy joes like 4 or 5 times for the channel, and every time we've used a slightly different recipe. This one's as good as any of the other ones we've used. Adding the American cheese, which we've done before and we've been told before, but doing it like kind of that grilled cheese look. Man, this takes it to the next level. If you enjoyed this video, if it gave you an idea of something else that you can do on your griddle, make sure and give the video a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. It's one way in which you can support us in what we do. Another way you can support us is by purchasing one of our 2 cookbooks, the Epic Outdoor Griddle Cookbook and Smash. Both are available on Amazon or anywhere books are sold. And if you stuck it out with us this long, you do know how much we appreciate those that do. So we'd also like you to include in your comment, I know that your kids like some real sloppy like. Just like that, like old Adam Sadler from Billy Madison. But man, I love that we get to do this, Griff. But should we go feed the masses? I think Mom's gonna want one, and we're gonna make more if we need to. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. So nothing else to add to that one. So with that, I bid you adieu. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And griddle on.